Chinese art. Selected artifacts. A number 2116. Hand-built ceramic urn with painted geometric decoration. Probably used as tomb furnishing. Along with urn 2118, it was one of the first examples of Neolithic ware from China to reach the West. It may have been unearthed in 1922 during the excavations by the Swedish amateur Johan Gunnar Andersson. Ganjiangsha culture, Banshan phase. Ganzhou Qinghai province. Neolithic period, mid-3rd millennium BC. Chinese art. Selected artifacts. Number 2281. This stoneware figure of Buddha sits with legs in the lotus position and hands joined in dhyana mudra, the gesture of meditation. Smiling gently and with downcast eyes, his head features a Haishnisha protrusion, symbolizing his transcendent wisdom, and pendular syllabes, a reminder of the heavy jewelry he would have worn while still a prince and before announcing his worldly status. Sizer typeware, North China. Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644 AD, or possibly earlier. Chinese art. Selected artifacts. Number 2195. The model seems to represent a lady of standing, perhaps affiliated with the imperial court. Her full body is not unusual for 8th C female tomb figures. Common belief associates such well-rounded standards of beauty with the popularity of Yan Guifei, beloved concubine of the aging Emperor Kuzhenzong, reigned 712 to 756 AD. She was held responsible for the Enlushan rebellion that threatened to overthrow his imperial rule and was eventually strangled by his troops in his presence, but not with his consent. However, plump ladies appear in excavated graves dating before her period of fame in the 740s, and she probably only followed the fashion caused by the lavishness of multi-course meals. Tang Dynasty, 618 to 906 AD, 8th century. Chinese art. Selected artifacts. Number 2186. This figure is probably one of the earliest Chinese archaeological items to reach the West. It is also one of the earliest Tang burial models ever to be collected as an art object anywhere, since tomb offerings were not considered auspicious in China. Like most animal figures, its legs were broken, perhaps by the gravediggers themselves, to facilitate packing. Henan or Hebei Province, Sui, 581 to 618 AD, Tuoli Tang, 618 to 906 AD, Dynasty. Chinese art. Selected artifacts. Number 2175. Even before the Han Dynasty, 210 BC, minus 220 AD, the Chinese appeared to have been obsessed with the beauty and vigor of Fergana horses, which they transported from their original homeland by means of long, costly and dangerous expeditions. The military was constantly preoccupied with breeding good horses because it fielded mainly armed cavalry to defend the country from barbarian invasions from the north. It is not surprising that horses were included in tomb furnishings alongside camels, symbolizing cosmopolitan spirit and material wealth, supernatural beings, protecting the dead from spirits and malevolent intrusions, and figures of officials, representing the Confucius-inspired order of everyday life. Tang Dynasty, 618 to 906 AD, 7th century. Chinese art. Selected artifacts. Number 2162. During the centuries between the demise of the Han Dynasty in the early 3rd century AD and the reunification of China by the Sui in the late 6th century, the country was separated into several independent states. One of the Chinese dynasties was the Wei, of northern barbaric, Turkic origin. This figure well represents a high-ranking military officer serving in the ranks of these foreign rulers. North China, Northern Wei Dynasty, 386 to 535 AD.